It is time. It is Wednesday, my dudes. And we are going to be continuing the quest to 100% the Command and Conquer Covert Ops missions. I found these missions so stupidly difficult as a kiddo. And I've always wanted to go back and prove that I am not washed up. So we've been doing some of the GDI missions recently. Come on, scroll bar. Come on with me. All right, fine, I'll do it like this. We've done most of the GDI missions. I haven't done Hell's Fury. I need to replay through Blindsided on hard. I don't know how I accidentally did it on normal, but I did this like maybe 2 years ago. And we've done everything except these 3. So we have 5 missions left in the quest. We're going to do Eviction Notice. I'm going to fire it right up. Oh my god, I remember these cinematics. Am I going to 100% Red Alert as well? Dick Soup Can. First of all, LOL. Great names. I'm not going to make any commitments with respect to Command and Conquer Red Alert at this point. New Magic sets coming out next week, doing the MTG1 card review on Friday. I'm interested in playing Magic. I have some more Marvel Snap to play. I also am interested in doing some more Factorio. Alright, here we go. Oh, yeah, this music. Oh, yeah. By the way, for any of you who are curious, I did do some Red Alert on my YouTube. Alright, GDI influences the area is running rampant. Establish a well-positioned strike base and clean the area out. A nearby town may provide a suitable location for your base if the occupants were persuaded to move. Alright, so let me... Alright, my cat is on my mouse pad, so let's... Excuse me. Ow, you little fucking bastard. Get out of here. Ow. I tried to gently doot on her butt, and she bit me in the soft of my elbow. Alright, so let's pull this back down to normal speed.
Yes, sir.
So here's the thing. First things first. Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
I am really interested in just scouting around the area.
Waiting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh, the GDI are everywhere.
Vehicle reporting out.
This is actually kind of mean
Unit reporting.
because flame tanks deal a lot of friendly fire damage to each other.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
How hard is the hard difficulty in this game? Here's how it works, Stun Kojima. So if you are playing...
Unit lost.
Let's see here. If you're playing normally and you have a Harvester return Tiberium,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that Tiberium will be around 700. Ah, here's where it wants the base to go.
Waiting. Acknowledged.
So you can run around 100.
Yes, sir.
If the computer AI
Yes, sir.
returns Tiberium in hard mode, they receive 28,800.
Affirmative.
I gotta
Yes,
be
sir.
careful because notice if I torch this guy,
Affirmative.
it can deal damage to this.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
It might only happen with explosives.
Unit reporting.
Yeah.
Affirmative.
Yeah, so I mean, like, we've been playing these excruciating games. Oh, and there's money in the church, huh?
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Alright, so it looks like this is where we need to go. Who's this? This is Joe.
Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Trader
Yes, sir.
Joe.
Acknowledged.
Get it? Trader Joe? Millennials?
Moving out. Affirmative. Moving out.
Game is so violent. King Sasquatch Dave? Dude, Mortal Kombat had come out a few years earlier, you know.
Acknowledged.
Let's not forget, you can actually receive some of the most excruciating, gruesome death scenes possible in the Nintendo 64 hit
Affirmative.
007 GoldenEye, you know what I mean?
Moving out.
You know what I'm saying?
Acknowledged.
Alright, so here's some of the trees that are getting transformed into blossom trees. So it looks like there's a little entrance here. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a scout run. Scout runs mean that we first begin
Acknowledged.
by just getting a loose lay of the land. So this is an acceptable location for a base. There's a path here, there's a path here. I don't think these types of counterattacks
Yes, sir.
are ever really done.
Moving out.
They just released GoldenEye? Yeah, we bought that shit. Let me tell you, I couldn't figure out how to make anything even happen.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Alright, I think I know enough.
Unit lost.
Alright, so let's go ahead and use the built-in restart button. It still fucking cracks me up, man.
Yes, moving out. Yes, sir.
So I don't know if we can necessarily...
Yes, sir. Moving out.
Oh yeah, this is a weird form of cruelty. Again, game for kiddos, right?
Unit reporting.
The place you're supposed to go to, you cannot see because you don't have a mini-map until you build a communications center. Now, when I first got this game, I don't think I've told the story yet. I was unable to play on faster than the second to slowest speed because my computer wasn't good enough.
Yes, unit reporting. Yes, affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let's have 4 attack this, because that's about the maximum without doing too much friendly fire damage.
Yes, sir. Yes, acknowledge. Vehicle reporting. Moving out. Yes, sir. Yes, affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Mammoth tanks are fucking dope.
Unit lost.
Yes. Yes. Unit
this
moving
way.
out. Yes, affirmative. Acknowledge.
So, I mean, I'm not going to go all the way
Moving
here.
out. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Waiting.
Oh, fuck.
Affirmative.
Holy shit.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Affirmative.
New construction
Moving
option.
out.
Holy shit,
Our
we
base
lost.
is under attack.
Okay, let me load. Let me
Unit
restart this.
lost.
I gotta restart. I gotta restart again.
Yes, moving out. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Unit reporting.
Come on, guys, I love how they emphasize the H in vehicle. Vehicle reporting. I'm gonna see if I can just
Unit reporting. Moving out.
avoid this entirely.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
So if I do this, I'm actually really worried about this mammoth tank here.
Yes, sir. Yes, moving out. Waiting order.
Fuck. Pathing is so... Ugh!
Affirmative. Unit report. Yes.
Because things that, like, pathfinding in games at this time is really underdeveloped. By the way, I'm not playing online or anything. That's just the built-in latency of the game.
Unit reporting. Waiting order.
Pathfinding
Yes,
was
sir.
pretty underdeveloped at this point in time. So, like, if you've played StarCraft 2,
Yeah.
you'll be
Acknowledge.
really
Yes, sir.
familiar with units that carefully path out of the way of other units.
Unit reporting.
Units that can push each other. They didn't have any of that technology. So often, do a random move was an incredibly common way to undo pathfinding
Cannot deploy
spells.
here.
Vehicle reporting.
New
Acknowledge.
construction option.
So, you know, this is why we're having some stupid shit occur. Where, like, my guys will just arbitrarily walk upwards. Alright.
New construction option.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Unit
Dude, this flame tank deals so
Yes,
fucking
sir.
much friendly fire damage. I can't believe it.
Building.
Yes.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Moving out. Yes, sir.
Alright, we gotta blow up the rest of this
Yes,
shit.
acknowledge.
I'm gonna have them all attack different buildings.
Yes, sir.
Alright, nice.
Yes. Waiting
Yeah, so
order.
like, sometimes when you tell a unit to go from A to B, it'll just get random
Reporting. Moving out.
Insufficient
instructions to move up or down.
Vehicle acknowledge. Yes.
So weird.
Yes.
Yeah,
Acknowledge.
this faction are very evil.
Acknowledge.
For any of you who are curious, that's why we are torching a town to establish our base.
Yes. Waiting order. Affirmative. Unit report.
So we don't have any money because there's money somewhere in one of these buildings. There it is.
Unit acknowledge.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
Money ball, corner pocket.
Construction
Oh, oil.
complete.
Oh shit, I really screwed this one up, huh?
Cancel.
Yeah, I'm doing this.
Building. Construction complete. Building.
Acknowledge.
No, you know what? I'm not a coward. No sandbags.
Cancel.
Vehicle
What?
moving out.
What is this?
Building.
All right.
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. Moving out.
You know what? I'm gonna have that guy
Yes, sir.
there.
Reporting. Moving out. Affirmative.
Structure sold.
Wait, maybe it can fit here.
Complete.
Nice.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Get this out of the way, otherwise I will accidentally blow up all my
Yes.
stuff.
Waiting order. Moving out. Unit. Yes,
All right,
sir.
here we go.
Cannot deploy here. New
Yes, sir.
construction.
All right, I'm gonna do my usual. Just build a refinery right away.
Yes, sir. Ready and wing out.
God, I remember these missions so much.
Affirmative.
My childhood. Jimmy with Annie says, I'm surprised with flame tanks can't friendly fire themselves. Yeah, like, just the amount of fire that comes out of the nozzle of this is just enough to set me alight.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes,
get
moving
out
out.
of here.
Acknowledged.
How does that work that way? That's so silly.
Acknowledged. Yes. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Alright, so I mean, I'm just going to do my usual opening of get some econ, get a communications center, build an obelisk of light,
Yes, sir. Unit acknowledged. Yes, sir.
then begin scouting.
Construction complete.
We're actually safe here,
Waiting to
as long as this turkey goes here. Can't you capture the oil rigs for money? Ah, no, you need to run over them to get the money. I need to build one of these.
Building.
Unit affirmative. Yes, sir. Unit report. Moving out.
Construction complete.
So I'm actually going to build this up here, which might look a little wonky, but
Building.
my idea is that I want a set of obelisks here and here, most likely. Yeah, I mean, like, civilian buildings just have money in them, and I think they just assume that if you were a kiddo playing this game, or any person playing this game, you'd be like, can I set those on fire? I can?
Affirmative.
I'm going to set them on fire.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Construction complete.
Unit
New
acknowledged.
construction options.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
So this is 150, and I have less than that.
Building.
Yes, sir. You got it. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting orders. Moving out. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction
moving out.
complete.
Where I'll probably have my
Building.
Yes, sir. Moving
other
reporting.
junk.
Unit affirmative. Yes, sir.
I'm
Moving
not gonna be
out.
real careful scouting this shit out, man. I'm always tickled by how at the start of these. Oh shit! What am I doing? Get out of there! I'm tickled how at the start of these games there's always so much
Yes, affirmative. Affirmative.
like burst of resources at the start of the game.
Moving out.
So I know that there's like a medium
Moving
tank
out.
over here. Looks like it's moved.
Affirmative. Moving out. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Reporting.
This is where I want to put it, for sure. Then I will build another refinery.
Vehicle moving out. You got it. Yes, sir. Vehicle moving out. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
I'm gonna build an airstrip,
Our
actually.
base is under attack. Building.
Yes, affirmative.
Like, the primary thing I'm worried about is
Yes,
attacks coming.
Moving out. Acknowledged.
Not from this side, but from this side.
Moving out. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Moving out. Moving out.
Snacker the Shark says, just takes one shot, doesn't move. Giga tank.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Giga tank. Chad
Moving out.
tank. Poggers.
Affirmative.
Sag. I mean, that obelisk. Yeah, dude, like, the defensive structures are in this game. Like, they shoot, and you're just like, holy shit. Oh, actually, that's a good point. All right. Common mechanic.
Waiting. Moving out. Affirmative.
I'm gonna
Waiting. Affirmative.
chuck an airstrip right in. It'll fit like a real beaut.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
I might actually make
Construction
an
complete.
airfield right here. This seems more
New
intelligent.
construction options. Building.
Do you think that I don't
Unit
play this
moving
game
out.
to spam harvesters? You're crazy. Where'd my other tank? Oh, yeah,
Our
nothing
base is under attack.
Yes,
oh
moving out.
shit! All right,
Moving
this
out.
this this
Yes,
is
sir. Acknowledged. Moving out.
this is the tank
Insufficient
right here, man.
Funds.
It's flame tank.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Moving out.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Moving out. Yes, sir. Moving out. Acknowledged.
So I used to be. Okay, I'll build
Building.
another one. Oh, I gotta get some power
On
plants.
hold.
yes,
Cancelled.
affirmative.
Building.
You know what?
Construction
I'm gonna get these
complete.
fucking flame tanks back here. I'm gonna get a
Reinforcements
recon
have
bank.
arrived.
I
Building.
need to build several of these.
Our base is under attack. Building.
I need to shoot this one. This one does crazy damage versus buildings. Well, I'm glad I saved. Now, as I was saying, I'm not going to get a harvester first. I'm just immediately going to get 2 obelisks, right?
On hold.
You know, I kind of know better.
Yes,
I
unit
kind of know
report
better.
acknowledged. Moving out.
Sure, man, it's DJ's
Complete.
crazy that it's been so long. I'm not gonna lie, I came to pause my subscription. But I think I need to make more time to watch Day Nights Forever.
Building.
Dude, hell yeah, Shredder, man. I will note, I fully respect the fact that there's been a lot of trouble for people in the pandemic with
Construction
money.
complete.
There's been a lot of people canceling subs just because they're like, hey, I want a sub, but money's tight. So, please know.
Affirmative. Yes,
Feel no pressure about
yes.
not making a monetary expenditure here if things are looking tricky.
Yes. Yes. Affirmative. Moving out.
Jesus, man. These early attacks are just...
Vehicle reported.
They're terrifying.
Moving out.
This is the thing that needs to be shot first.
Our
So much
base is
damage.
under attack.
Yes.
Construction complete.
Spread them out a little like
Unit
this.
acknowledged.
So that way they'll probably take a little bit less damage.
Waiting. Moving out. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes.
DSS RTSs. I'm so stressed watching this game. I love this. Dude, yeah, I mean, like, there's a real element of the nostalgia, of the agony of these situations.
Yes. Yes.
Our base is
out.
under attack.
Yes. Affirmative.
Alright, scout
Moving
tank.
out.
Hey, how's the audio balancing doing? I know that when those obelisks of light are up, it's as loud as anything's ever been.
Yes. Affirmative. Moving out.
Repairing.
I'm a mechanical man. Game's a teeny bit loud in the headphones. There you go.
Construction complete. New construction.
Yeah, I
options.
recognize that bzzz, 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 like that. I can't fucking do nothing about that.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
All right, yeah, let's maybe turn it down a little bit.
Construction complete. Our base is under attack.
Unit reporting.
Yeah, I can also turn myself up a little bit.
Yes. Acknowledged. Moving out.
I mean, like, this is kind of hilarious, if I'm being honest. Like, look at just how fucking many attack waves come in.
Waiting. Moving out.
Sure, I'll scout up here. Shoot this one in the middle. Deals damage to his friends.
Repairing.
Yes. Moving
It's
out.
so loud. I can't even hear the music.
Affirmative. Yes. Moving out.
Yeah, where'd the music go? Right.
Moving out.
Well, I think kind of...
Moving out. Affirmative.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Construction complete.
Affirmative.
I'm actually kind of tickled that they didn't address that.
Building.
Oh shit, well this guy's dead.
Moving out. Yes.
Unit
Yes.
lost. Insufficient funds. Unit lost.
Hygrotron, is there a random spread to attacks? So not always deterministic if they miss? Well, I mean,
Moving out.
just to be ultra pedantic and clear here for a moment,
Affirmative.
you can have a random quality and have it be deterministic. Oh, you fucking have an ion cannon?
On hold. Cancel.
Oh shit, these fucking bastards.
Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir.
Fucking hell, are we serious with this shit? Actually might have enough time to do this.
Construction complete. Our base is under attack.
All right, I thought it would kill it faster, so I wasn't repairing it. Oh, we're back here, huh?
Yes,
All right, you're gonna stay there. Music's always going so hard. Rainbow Jet Watch says, "What the hell is this difficulty?" No, this might be a little unsettling to you, but for me, this is par for the course. Wait, no, this is not what I'm doing here. I'm loading this. Hold on. Hold on. Everyone, hold on. Everyone, hold on. Purify says, "I'm not sure the town is even the best place to settle." Dude, it's so true.
On hold. Cancelled. Building. On hold.
This is the browser-based one. No, this is Command Conquer 1.
Construction.
Oh, you mean am I playing this on GeForce Now? Yeah, I'm playing this on GeForce Now. Play the spacebar press? Dude, you got it. Original graphics?
Construction complete. Building. Our base is under attack. Repairing.
Billy Zane says, "No disrespect, but I'm not sure I want to pilot one of your tanks."
Yes,
That's fair.
waiting order. Affirmative. Yes. Moving out.
Turn it back on, because I think the remastered graphics are fucking sick.
Affirmative. Yes. Affirmative. Moving out. Sir. Affirmative.
Alright, so you're going to shoot this.
Unit affirmative. Moving out. Moving out.
Repairing. Construction complete. Our base is under attack. Building. On
Yeah, I mean,
hold.
these old graphics are really great. I mean, they're just unbelievable. Like the color here is very gray and brown and desaturated. And all the colors on these buildings are really rich, saturated, like sharp whites and reds and contrasts. Oh, yeah, go up here.
Moving out. Affirmative.
Oh, I'm not building anything.
Building.
Take care of that shit.
Yes. Acknowledge. Yes.
Construction complete. Our base is under attack.
Yes. Affirmative.
Building.
Unit.
Not gonna happen. Never ever gonna get it.
Construction complete.
Yes. Affirmative.
Building.
I think I'm actually gonna change a little bit the way that I'm doing my base setup here. I'm not gonna repair this.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes. Affirmative.
This is nice because it has two chokes.
Yes, sir.
Like, technically this choke has this vulnerability, but the computers just don't exploit it. Listen, I tell you, I loaded up Red Alert 2 days after your first streaming. Try and play it out. The fact that you need a radar station to have a minimap absolutely wigged me out the first time. I was like, where's my minimap? Where are my units? What is this? I know, right?
Yes.
And it's so funny because, like, it reminds me so much of all these discussions about, like, well, you can't put that in, that'll fucking ruin the skill cap. Weren't advanced power plants better than standard ones? It's actually the other way around. Power plants give 100 power. Advanced power plants give 200 power, but they cost a little more than twice as much. Because, and I think you may have heard me say this before,
Yes.
this is the game.
Unit reporting.
Building.
Unit moving out. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Save space, that's true. That's true. And as someone who was playing Garbage Day yesterday in Marvel Snap, I'm a big believer in limiting space.
Our base is under attack.
The front seems like the main area of attack. I'm probably going to actually go to like 4 or 5 obelisks. I think that the technique is to just, like, have...
Yes.
Construction complete.
These things just deal the fucking damage, man.
Building.
So I'm going to kind of building walk this way. I'm going to make my airstrip over here.
Construction complete.
No, I'm not. I'm going to make a refinery here.
Cancel. Building. On hold. Insufficient funds.
It's possible to build decoy defense to eat up the ion strikes. You know, this game is just not that sophisticated, I'll be honest with you, man. Oh, you know what? You're right. Excellent. Our really are doing their best to wait time. Yeah. Did we save that shit?
Our base is under attack. On hold.
Oh, what a great timing on the
Cancelled.
save. So, okay, so typically the way that I'm going to deal with this is 2 ion cannons or 2 obelisks can generally deal with an infinite amount of units. So what we do is we are going to always have 1 in the bank. Like, we're not going to place it, because we need 2 at each side, so if I have this one just, like, sitting in the wings...
Our base is under attack.
Please load that save. Never in a million years. Special missions for Red Alert. I mean, we've done a few of those.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Yes, waiting.
Construction complete.
Waiting order.
So, okay.
Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Oh, bye-bye.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Moving out.
If any of you have said anything to me, I haven't been able to hear it.
Our base is under attack.
Well, humming intensifies. So there's this thing about how audio works, which is if you play, if with like art, if I put a red pixel here and then put another red pixel there, you just the pixel's being set to a value. But with audio,
Unit report.
if you play the same sound at 2 times, it will just increase the volume effectively. So you have to have like special limiters. You have to thoughtfully like band the volume level. Otherwise this shit happens. Dude, look at how fast they fucking send these things out. Oh my god.
Structure
Ready and
sold.
waiting. Acknowledged. Moving out. Moving out. Reporting. You got it. Acknowledged.
Ah! Just that fucking scream out of nowhere. This little patch of Tiberium right here. I might just mute the in-game audio, except for the music, for a second. I'm actually going to do that. All right. Here. Boom.
Construction complete.
Boom.
Unit lost. Building. Unit lost.
All right.
Construction complete.
There's no fucking. Oh, that's not where I wanted that shit.
Building. On hold. Cancelled. Building. Construction complete. Building.
I didn't realize how much my head hurt.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
So at this point in time, I think that I need the airstrip. I need to get another harvester, and then I need to start just building recon bikes and kind of clear the area.
Our base is under attack. Insufficient funds.
Yeah, dude, that, I mean, that like, physically was gruesome. Buzzed.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
So I built this so they can get up here more easily, but I'm not entirely sure there even is. Oh. Quinlos, the CNC kind of lost me when they switched from tanks to walkers. That is the most specific game gripe I have heard this year. And I know that we're only 1 month in, but still, I love that. I love it.
Repairing.
The fact that there weren't wheels making things move, but instead legs, I was out. I knew I was out at that point. Classic sound effects, equally bad. These are the classic sound effects, man.
Is under attack.
As far as I can tell, these are like almost the exact same sounds. There's a few that are changed. So, for instance, the guard tower
Construction complete.
in this version of the game
New
goes
construction options.
rat tat 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 tat.
Building.
Yes, affirmative.
In the old game, it was so fucking much louder than every other audio file. Like you think that 2 obelisks firing at once is loud? No, man. If a GDI guard tower fired, it'd be like, and you'd be like, ah, and you know, like look at how terrible the vision range is. Everything can shoot further than it can see for some fucking reason. Okay. So in this game where everything's shooting farther than it can see, you'd be doing this, and there'd be a guard tower right here, and it would suddenly just like, God, Jesus.
Insufficient funds.
So, all right, let's be prudent. Let's get this thing started
Our
first.
base
Yes,
is
sir.
under attack.
Let's not be prudent. Let's get
Reinforcements have arrived.
shit.
Building. On hold.
All right, I'm doing this because I think I'm gonna get oblet or
Building.
ion cannoned soon. No, no, no. Lockdown says, what is the reasoning you think behind being able to only build near your base mechanic? This is actually a pretty common one. Actually, I gotta build these.
Cancel.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Please follow me this way.
On hold.
Yes, sir.
The reasoning's pretty simple. In any game where you have construction, you need to have sharp limits on construction, so that way you can't just like
Building.
bomb into someone's base
Reinforcements have arrived.
and build buildings and then win the game that way.
Moving out. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Because some of what makes
Building.
RTS games fun is the idea of territory and shape.
Arrived.
Acknowledged. Moving out.
It's the fact that I can
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
kind of hold this area of the map.
Reinforcements have arrived.
I can like block here, and with unrestricted construction, it really breaks that kind of fun.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir.
Building. Reinforcements have arrived. Building. Construction complete. Reinforcements have arrived.
Moving out.
That's good enough.
Acknowledged. Moving out.
Our
Often they
base is
won't
under
retarget
attack.
if like they've really set their heart on this.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Insufficient funds.
Moving out. Yes, yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Unit reporting. Yes,
Damn, I
moving
lost
out. Acknowledged.
All right, let's keep clearing this thing out.
Affirmative. Moving out.
All right, so this looks actually pretty all right.
Moving out. Affirmative.
So now it's time to figure out. Now it's time to actually figure out how the hell this map works. But yeah, the whole problem of how do you restrict construction and the idea of buildings needing to touch each other, there's sort of 2 pieces to this. There's one, we have the gameplay statement. We want to make sure that you can't build anywhere. Let me actually do this, so that way I can talk and you can still see gameplay at the same time. Oh, this track's so good.
Affirmative. Yes,
So-
sir. Moving out.
Restricted construction, we've already established is good, but then also there is the idea of like, okay, how do we want the general UI UX of making stuff? Well, in this game, it uses this idea of panels. These panels are technically off-map. They're not on-map elements that are actually doing anything.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Affirmative. Moving out. Waiting order. Moving out. Affirmative.
And
Yes,
as a
sir.
result, you need some way for this to plug into how this world works. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, StarCraft also has a solution for the how do I make sure that
Yes, sir.
You don't just overwhelm someone, let them build everywhere. Well, it has workers. Workers need to go to the location to build something. So now this is a thing that makes it hard for me to leave my base because workers are very, very fragile. If you take StarCraft and you give the workers 1,000 health, immediately things like cannon rushes, bunker rushes, building sunken colonies in people's face, like these things really start to screw up. So I would call this mechanism, and oh, I bet you there's money in there.
Yes, sir.
I would call the mechanism in this game a hard mechanism. You can't build except by your buildings, period. And StarCraft is a little bit more of a soft mechanism. Well, you need a worker there, and the workers are very fragile. And then that way, the construction of things on the map happens on the map, as opposed to the construction of this obelisk happening not on the map, just kind of somewhere external.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
All right, so this is for the next ion cannon.
Repairing.
Unit report.
After the next ion cannon,
Yes. Unit acknowledged.
for the next ion cannon, I'm going to get a little bit more serious
Acknowledged.
about trying to
Yes,
build
sir.
a Temple of Nod to nuke the
Yes,
base.
sir. Moving out. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building. On hold.
Moving out.
Cancel.
Acknowledged. Moving out.
This is what makes these missions so hard. You have to manage this
Construction
early
complete.
flood of money
Building.
in a very specific way. Do I have repair
Reinforcements
base?
have arrived.
Oh, I do.
Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Moving out.
Building.
Moving out. Yes, sir.
Reinforcements have
Moving
arrived.
out.
Cindrins, I just want to thank you, Sean, and Lee, for hours
Construction
upon hours
complete.
mostly walking, keeping the boredom demons at bay over
Building.
the years. Dude, Cindrin,
Reinforcements
happy
have
to help.
arrived.
Over the moon to help.
Acknowledged. Moving out.
Construction complete.
Moving out.
Building.
Affirmative.
I
Reinforcements
genuinely
have
think that
arrived.
mostly walking with Lee and Sean is maybe my favorite
Funds.
content that I do every week.
Moving out.
Like on a personal level. It's just so fun to just hang out with Sean and Lee.
Moving out. Affirmative. Moving out.
Although we do play some fucking garbage games sometimes, huh?
Moving out.
Our
Acknowledged.
base is under attack.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Moving out.
Construction
There's actually
complete.
a lot of resources here.
Reinforcements have arrived.
I'm gonna sneak
Cancel.
this in because I actually have a shitload of cash.
Building.
Moving out.
Do I have enough silo space?
Affirmative. Moving out. Acknowledged.
Hey, Leprechaun 5000, thanks for the 5 gifted subs.
Affirmative.
Always sneaking in when we're in the setup for mostly walking and gifting the sub
Moving
rubberoos.
out. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yeah, that used to be so loud, it is hard to even imagine it. Alright, this map is pretty small, and I can't believe it asked me to settle here. Here would have been the ideal place to set up shop.
Moving out. Moving out.
Still only 2 chokes.
Moving out.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Yes. Yes. Moving out. Yes, sir. Yes. Moving out.
Building. Building.
Unit knowledge. Affirmative.
So, the strategy that we're going to use is
Our
going to be
base is
roughly the
under
same.
attack. Repairing.
Moving out. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
We're going to try to find ways to
Building.
pick off harvesters.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting orders.
Construction
Yes.
complete.
Scoot them all over here.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Alright, I can't let
Unit
this take
lost.
damage. Ooh, shit.
Construction complete.
Maybe it detected that it was friendly
Building.
fire?
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived. Insufficient funds. On
Okay.
hold. Cancelled.
Greenhurst said, would adding a
Repairing.
regular turret to the obelisk help save repair money in the long term? These 2 obelisks can't destroy a medium tank in one shot. Yeah, that might be a good call, a very sophisticated call.
Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack. Repairing.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
Have we tried having sufficient funds? We haven't. We haven't. It is the last thing that you might need to do if you want to play this game properly.
Yes, acknowledged. Waiting orders. Affirmative. Waiting orders. Moving out.
I used to not care that much about unit conservation,
Unit
and now I
affirmative.
now I care so fucking much. Because I realize how
Yes,
these
sir.
maps just starve
Yes,
you of
sir.
cash, so being efficient is so important.
Repairing.
Yes, sir.
Are we fucking
Yes, sir.
legitimately serious? Get
Affirmative.
me out of here.
Moving out. Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Bow, bow, bow,
Unit reporting.
bow, bow.
Affirmative. Unit reporting. Acknowledge.
How much does this cost? 150? And I have that much, huh?
Building.
Unit reporting.
Alright.
Moving out. Affirmative.
Construction
Moving
complete.
out.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Alright, so because the ion cannon has gone down,
Complete.
Moving out.
Building.
we know that we don't have to have an obelisk in reserves, as I've been doing for a little bit.
Affirmative. Yes, acknowledge. Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Unit reporting. Affirmative.
Alright, these are the repair babies.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Waiting.
Alright, continuing to recon with the recon bikes. It's amazing. They're doing their
Insufficient
namesake.
Funds.
Moving out.
God dang, things slow down when you start running out of money nearby.
Moving out. Moving out. Moving out. Affirmative. Moving out. Acknowledged.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
Affirmative.
So I know that there's a mammoth tank here.
Moving out.
Mammoth tanks are so cool, man. Can we agree?
Moving out. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
This is a pretty tiny and pretty straightforward map. I'm like actually quite pleased.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
We're gonna
Affirmative.
knock this one out pretty swiftly here, huh?
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Moving out.
Alright, so I assert that we have some turkeys down here.
Moving out. Affirmative.
There's a medium turkey. Alright, I mean this is the technique, man.
Vehicle reporting. Waiting order.
Let the record state that I know the technique.
Yes, sir.
Alright, and then we have this like really romantic
Yes,
music.
affirmative.
What in the shitting hell are we doing here? Holy, what on earth?
Yes, unit reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Vehicle reporting.
I mean, that's crazy to me. Like, why would you collect there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Repairing.
Yes, acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Why is my screen scroll not working?
Yes, sir.
What the
Moving
hell?
out. Affirmative. Yes, affirmative. Yes, yes, sir.
Hold on, let me tab out,
Unit
tab back in.
lost.
What is going on in my video game here, man?
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Roger. Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
That's so stupid.
Unit reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, moving out. Yes, sir.
Unit
Unit
lost.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
Recon bikes are so cool. They really are, man. Like little rocket bikes, man. Oh, it's so sweet.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Vehicle reporting. Moving out. Unit reporting. Yes, sir.
Our base is
Alright,
under
so what if
attack.
I made a beeline in
Moving out.
here?
Moving out. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
You are gonna mine in this
Construction
area. I
complete.
do not care.
New construction options. Repairing.
Unit reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
I'm gonna make sure every one of these idiots mines from the correct location. My god. My god. Alright, so they're mining here.
Yes,
All right.
moving out. Affirmative.
I'm gonna save this as Eviction Notice 4. I think this is I think we're making slow and steady progress.
Acknowledged. Moving
Repairing.
out. Affirmative. Moving out. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Moving out.
Walls.
Moving out. Yes, sir.
Unit
Found him.
lost.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's go here. This is basically gonna be our next move, is blowing some stuff up.
Building.
Reporting. Yes, unit moving out. Acknowledged.
I might need to
Moving out.
close and reopen this because for some reason I
Construction complete.
My screen pan is not working.
Yes.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Things take so long to heal. Dude, everything takes forever here. So we're gonna slap the bear.
Complete.
Yes.
Building.
Yes.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Gotta be careful. I'm still dealing a lot of friendly fire damage to this recon bike.
Yes. Moving out. Moving out. Vehicle reporting.
All right, everyone retreat.
Moving out. Affirmative.
So when I say slap the bear, I'd like you to look at the mini-map.
Unit moving out.
Unit lost.
Moving out. Unit report. Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes, sir. Yes, moving out. Yes, sir.
So this might be the only entrance to their base, but I think I see another one over there.
Waiting, moving out.
Construction complete.
They really hate these recon bikes.
Building.
Waiting, order.
Reinforcements have arrived.
All right, this is the game.
Repairing. Repairing.
Nice.
Repairing.
Yes, sir.
All
Acknowledge.
right. What does that plane of yours do? It's so shitty. It's just a shitty little attack helicopter.
Affirmative. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out.
Praxis, why didn't any Command and Conquer games get big in esports? I mean,
Acknowledge. Moving out.
no orca spam? That's
Moving out.
GDI. Jolly 2 Joy.
Moving out. Acknowledge.
What is this? What is this bait and switch? Even this Harvester got baited and switched.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Honestly, I think it's just because the games are not that interestingly rich
Acknowledge. Moving out.
or interestingly deep compared to some of the other strategy game offers on the market.
Under attack.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Unit reporting. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Now, what do I mean by that? Like, let me
Building.
see if I can state this correctly.
Repairing.
There is a difference between skill ceiling and skill expression, and the richness of certain interactions. Where, like, for instance, let's say that there is a screen that's red, and when it turns green, I hit the button as fast as I can, and my score is the amount of milliseconds it took me to hit the button. This has, like, a reasonably high skill ceiling, these reaction tests. But there's no skill expression. There's no way for people to look or behave or perform or to do things that differently. And, like, you know, you heard me talk about this Command and Conquer in multiplayer. Like, a lot of times in early NOD games, it's like buggies versus buggies, and that's it. I personally think GDI is, like, not that good in multiplayer in this. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I think it's just not that good. And so this sort of limits the amount of ways that you can express yourself in the game because there's just this narrow set of possibilities. So I think that in StarCraft, I think it was a mix of lots of really high skill things to do. There's just more shit to do. In this game, there's just not that much shit going on. Like,
Repairing.
I mean, I'm trying, and I'm just, like, literally following a single bicycle about, you know?
Moving out.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Moving out. Waiting. Moving out. Unit moving out.
What in fuck's name are we doing? What in fuck's name are we doing? Get over there.
Moving out.
Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Moving out. Unit reporting. Moving out. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Waiting on.
Yeah, I think that StarCraft had this combination. There's just so much shit going on in that game,
Yes.
which not only in a sort of almost tautological way means, yep, the skill ceiling's higher because there's more shit to do.
Yes.
But it also means there's more opportunities for skill expression.
Yes.
There's more opportunities to show, yeah, I'm a really good macro player, and that's what makes me look different from a really good micro player.
Yes. Unit acknowledge.
And I think that the multitasking is a lot more rich and interesting in StarCraft 1. Because, like, in StarCraft 1, in a lot of matchups, there's just not that many different units
Yes.
that are used. You know, it's like Zealots and Dragoons versus Vultures and Tanks. Okay, you now understand, like,
Moving out.
90% of what you're going to be seeing.
Acknowledge.
in Terran vs. Protoss.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes. Moving out. Acknowledged.
Holy fucking shit.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
And yet, there's so much richness with how units are positioned,
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
exact numbers of things. There's a lot of precision. When a unit shoots another unit, the damage does happen.
Unit
Oh, dude,
lost.
I'm just clicking over here. This is really bad.
Building.
Yes, sir.
I literally told you all to fucking move, and you're all stopping.
Yes, sir.
What is happening here?
Moving out.
Unit lost.
Moving out.
Construction complete.
Moving out.
Building. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Units in this game sometimes are like, I'm going to fight. I'm like, don't fight. It's like, I'm going to fight.
Reinforcements have arrived. Insufficient
Yes, sir.
funds. Repairing.
Yes.
Construction
And I mean, frankly, I think that it almost,
building.
Moving out.
maybe what I just keep circling back to is that there's just a lot of, there's a lot of shit going on and a lot of shit to do.
Construction complete.
Because there's this sort of paradox of like, what
Reinforcements have
feels
arrived.
more accessible from a overly simplistic perspective. From an overly simplistic perspective, it's easy to say, oh, if there's fewer things, then if there's fewer things in the game, it'll be easier to understand, it'll be more accessible. But I feel like also too, if there's more things going on in the game and something goes wrong, it feels like there's 1,000 ways you could have made that situation better.
Construction
Yes, sir.
complete.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
Reinforcements
Jesus.
have arrived.
God, I hate harvesters so much. They're all bastards.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Unit moving out. Moving out.
Nuclear weapon available.
All right, my nuke is available, so I'm gonna save it as 5. This is looking pretty straightforward.
Vehicle moving out.
You know, when I slapped the bear that one time, that was pretty bad. You know, I need to not do any bear
Our
slapping
base
for a
is
moment.
under attack. Repairing. On hold. Cancel.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
I mean, they're getting like nearly infinite money from this shit.
Moving out. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
I'm actually gonna bring a lot of these guys here.
Yes, moving out.
So if I can get a scout and I can just nuke their construction yard. Nice.
Moving out. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Let's see how deep into this base I can get.
Affirmative. Moving out.
This is recon taken to an extreme.
Repairing.
Affirmative.
Unit
I mean,
lost.
what am I fucking looking at in here, man?
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Moving out.
Select target. Nuclear weapon.
Let's see what
launched.
happens.
Nuclear warhead approaching.
All right. Well, let's see what that does.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Unit reporting.
Oh, I got ion cannon.
Repairing. Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Our
Moving out.
base is under attack.
Acknowledged. Moving out.
So I'm gonna have my tanks, or excuse me, my recon bikes go down here.
Acknowledged.
Keeping a watchful eye on my unbelievably idiot,
Affirmative.
stupid, dumbass, awful, very, very, very bad harvesters.
Acknowledged. Moving
All right, we got we slapped the bear.
Moving out. Affirmative. Affirmative. Moving out. Yes, sir.
So we're looking to see if
Yes, sir.
that gets rebuilt.
Unit yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Moving out. Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Moving out. Affirmative.
All right, so we need to cut right back to here.
Moving out.
Construction complete.
See, look, my units just like, if they get stuck, the game's like, you probably wanted to attack. I do not.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Do not.
Vehicle reporting.
Our base is under attack.
What are you attacking for? What are you doing?
Affirmative. Moving out.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Knowledge.
Dude, we're taking so much damage from these just random units exploding nearby our shit. Repairing, 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 repairing. Oh, we may have just done it there. Like, we got the war factory and the construction yard, I think.
Under attack. Repairing.
Holy shit, did I fucking do it? Oh my god. Time to make a couple of these.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir.
You know
On
what?
hold. Cancelled. Building.
Alright, there we go. Now I have a bunch of shit coming out. And I'm gonna get, like, infinite harvestos.
Construction complete.
Ooh, does this game still have active
Building.
multiplayer servers? Yeah, sure does.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Moving out.
I watch competitive CNC1 with some frequency.
Construction
Alright,
complete.
so here we go. I'm just gonna do this.
Building. Reinforcements have arrived. Repairing. Insufficient funds.
MCV into proxy obelisk. Dude, Moj-san, it's great to see you again. 2 Wednesdays in a row. What a treat. What a treat, Moj-san. Is my camera focusing on my dumb head? My head's not dumb. I like my head. I have a huge head. I want to be really clear about that. My head is
Vehicle
like
reporting.
astonishingly gigantic.
Yes, sir. Unit
I mean, like, seriously, people who've met me in real life, it's a big head, right? It's really big. It's a huge head. But now, while we're waiting for this game to end, I think this is a really interesting discussion of, like, why did certain RTS games have a really spiky, big competitive scene,
knowledge.
and why did some not? And I think that, like, there's something that can't,
Yes, sir.
I literally can't overstate,
Unit moving
which is
out.
that some of these Command and Conquer games that came out are fucking terrible. Like, dude.
Construction complete. Building.
Why is
Reinforcements
audio
have
in, like-
arrived.
I mean, there are some truly horrific Command and Conquer releases.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
I mean, and of course, when I say horrific, because they are strategy games, even when strategy is stupid in strategy games, you know, it's still pretty fucking fun, you know. Shitty strategy games are kind of like cold pizza. Like, it's never, you know, fine, I had some pizza, it's all right. So I think that, like, there's some things about these games that
Affirmative.
I think this is where I can shoot that. You fucking get the fuck out of there!
Moving out. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
You may wonder why we built several.
Knowledge. Moving out.
Construction complete. Building. Reinforcements have arrived. Construction complete.
There we go.
Building. Reinforcements have arrived. Insufficient funds.
Yeah, but like, there's certainly some games that are just like unfun and bad and just lack cool things. This flame tank is a tank that has 2 flame canisters. That's so fucking cool. StarCraft has a lot of things that are cool. Did you know if you build a Zergling, 2 of them come out? That's cool.
Sir. Moving out.
I'm not talking about balance or fairness or competitiveness. It's just cool. If your game doesn't have a lot of cool stuff, you're fucked. No one cares about your game.
Moving out.
And that's like a lot of little things add up to being like greater than the sum of the parts, you know?
Yes, sir. Unit reporting.
Yes, there's a lot of cool stuff. That's one. But I'm sitting here, and I was actually just thinking about this as I went to refill my water. And right now, there's something about enough wiggle room, like wiggle roominess in a game,
Reinforcements have arrived.
where if you feel
Construction complete.
a sense of like
Building.
narrowness in your options and someone says, hey, here's the 4 things that you need to be good at in the game. It's just these 4. There's 4 things to be good at.
Reinforcements have arrived.
I feel like psychologically, that's really deleterious to an interesting pro scene. Again, I'm not articulating this very well.
Complete. Building.
Get the fuck out of there. Run as fast as you fucking can.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Yeah, like the available wiggle roominess of the game. Like in this game, there's something kind of fun about the fact that there's
Construction complete.
this incredibly constrained problem that I'm trying to solve.
Reinforcements have arrived. Construction
Nah,
complete.
that's not a good example.
Building. Reinforcements have arrived.
Actually, how about this? There's a reason why Zerg vs. Zerg and Brood War
Building.
was generally the least popular matchup, because it was Ling Muta Scourge versus Ling Muta Scourge. There's a huge restriction in there. There's richness, but there's enough restriction. There's a feeling of like, oh, I have to practice my Muta Micro, and if I don't, I do not get to play this game.
Cancelled. Building. On hold.
And I think that this game really lacks that. It's like, oh, there's a lot of different buildings and a lot of different units, and how do they all work? Okay, so there's some time spent on that. But then after that time spent, it's just like, yup, there's just, all right, I guess in these missions, I'm just doing the same shit over and over again. There's just not that much to manage. Like right now, I'm just getting an artillery position. That's it. Spherical says, hi, I was just wondering if there are any moderators' YouTube channel comments. I'm thinking mostly walking videos in particular. Spherical, let me know what's up. Let me know. Are people being shitters in the comments? Oh, I need to get this flame
Construction
tank over here.
complete. Building. Reinforcements have arrived.
And I think that Age of Empires 2 is actually a really interesting example, because in Age of Empires 2, I'm going to make a bold claim, there's basically 5 main units in the entire game.
Building.
Okay, there's like 5 main units in
Have arrived.
the entire game.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack. Building.
Ion Cannon's still online. I think that's it right there.
Have arrived. Construction
Yes, sir.
complete. Building.
Yes, sir.
In Age of Empires,
Construction complete.
there's basically about
Building.
5 units
Insufficient
in
funds.
Age of Empires. Just 5.
Reinforcements have arrived.
There are knights and scouts, which are 2 kinds of cavalry.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
actually, let me take a pause. Yeah, it sounds like there's some shitters in the YouTube. Let me just go to Eric. Whoops, I am still in a Discord call with Eric. That's pretty fucking funny. Hi. Wanted to, someone brought to my attention. There are some shitters in the mostly walking YouTube comments. Alright, great. Easy. Done. Thanks, Ferrical. I'll be honest. I, really do not... Yeah, I am literally... I've been on a call without Eric being there for like fucking 2 hours on my phone. I called him right before we went live. Anyways, what am I talking about?
Yes, sir.
I was about to talk about something. Oh, yeah. There's a certain amount of wiggle roominess
Construction
that I don't think is
complete.
necessarily related to the amount of different
Building.
units in the game, but like in Age of Empires, you have scout cavalry knights, you have archers and skirmishers and pikemen, and these are like the main core units. You also have some siege weapons in like trebuchets and catapults and scorps and you know, but frankly, if you ignore scorpions and what are the turtles called? I call them turtles, battering rams. Like it's really 5 main units. And then there's a couple of like these extra support units, like the siege weapons, there's monks. But that's about it. Like, there are unique units, there are cav archers, there are, you know, the entire fucking infantry line.
Yes.
But really, it's like those 5 constitute an extraordinary amount of what you're actually
Yes, sir.
thinking about.
Moving out. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Unit
Let me
reporting.
actually rephrase this because I realize that I'm not communicating well what's in my head. How do I say this? Let me be really precise because obviously trebuchets and catapults and monks are really, really, really important units. So first of all, let's bump cav archers into this grouping. So there's 6 of what I'll call core units, which are these massable units that have some interaction among each other. That would be scouts, knights, archers, skirmishers, which is a ranged anti-range unit, spearmen, which are anti-cavalry, and then cavalry archers, right? These are these massed units that you make a lot of. And then there's a smattering of support units that will be not in large numbers in the game. So like catapults, monks, trebuchets, siege weapons, things like this. But what I want to observe is not that these other things don't exist, but that, like, if you sit someone down and say, think about these things, that's like 95% of like a lot of low-level fucking games. Like, like 95% of low-level players could just like meaningfully start this game and they'd be like, all right, cool, I get it, I get the gist of it. And then there is this outrageous amount of management and complexity of what workers are going to which resource patch, when to get which upgrade, how many upgrades of this thing to get. Now, you might be, there's obviously going to be some Age of Empires 2 players that are like, but wait, but like Goth really likes to mass their unique unit, and how do we think about gunpowder units? And no, I think the infantry line, you're discounting a little too hard, Dana, this sort of thing. But let me compare this instead to Dota, where you kind of, if you don't know how that hero works, you're fucked. You need to learn how that hero works. And there's 130 of them. Age of Empires, you can actually start learning these like basic 5 units and cav archers, and then like these 3 or 4 extra support units like sieges and monks, and then you can just like start fucking playing the game. And the reason I'm pointing this out is related to this question that I'm now pausing to try to explain a bit. This question was, what made some of the Command & Conquers not have as huge of a pro scene as Brood War, StarCraft 1? And I'm pointing to Age of Empires as this game that has not a lot of units. It's not about the complexity of the number of units and the interaction among the number of units. It's not like there are 130 different units that each counter and mix and match in various ways. And you need to understand all these before you can play. It's so much of the complexity is in the base building and the base management and the allocating of resources and the going, oh fuck, if I'm going for archers, how do I actually get enough food to be able to tech to the Third Age to be able to get their level 3 upgrade and their level 2 attack upgrade? Oh my god. Because Age of Empires 2 technically has a shitload of these unique units that are there, but in a way that is completely different from how a MOBA does. And the reason I say this is, again, not to have everyone focus on the nuance of like, well, does this unique unit count? Does that unique unit count? In Sean's list, the important thing is that that base management is actually what creates a huge amount of richness. And I think that a lot of the Command & Conquer games,
Construction complete.
I don't think you need base management to be cool and rich and interesting and to make someone feel like they have a lot of stuff they're managing. You obviously don't need that shit, because Dota doesn't have any base management and maintains a sense of complexity and richness to it. But the reason I'm pointing this out is that I think that this is one of the reasons why the Command & Conquer games didn't succeed as much, because when you have a shitload of different things that you can be doing, focusing on, building, managing, paying attention to.
Construction complete.
Is this the right place to be?
Reinforcements have arrived.
Unit
Construction complete. Building.
I love artillery.
Reinforcements have
Unit
arrived.
reporting.
Construction complete. Building. Reinforcements have arrived.
Because, I mean, like, in Dota, after I've learned all the heroes, I am looking at the timer, my positioning, the timer of the camps,
Yes, sir.
Reinforcements
trying to last hit at various phases of the game. I'm watching my mana, you know, like I'm looking at item cooldowns. There's just all this shit that I'm doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I think that that's what makes it feel really compelling to me in a way that's somewhat similar to what I find compelling about RTS games.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
And again, weirdly, even though the base management and the production is in a lot of ways much simpler than StarCraft, much simpler than an AoE.
Unit lost.
Waiting orders. Vehicle moving out.
Yeah, despite the fact that, like, when I'm playing multiplayer in Command and Conquer 1, you know, the game does have some fun, have some richness, but I think that one of the reasons why it didn't quite pick up in the same way that StarCraft or AoE 2 did is that I feel like, again, there's this, like, paradox of complexity where
Building.
if this game has, for me,
Unit lost.
a huge amount
Unit
of
lost.
stuff to do, it actually gives me this feeling of there's always hope. But if there's like 2 things to do, like again, I'm pointing to in this game, nod buggy versus buggy fights, it can feel really restricting, where it feels like someone's saying, yo, go micro. And if you don't like micro, if you think micro is too overwhelming,
Unit
tough
lost.
shit, you got a micro.
Construction
And I think it's that
complete.
feeling of tough shit, you have to do this, that people don't like. Oh, I see I'm supposed to go here and pick this off? No, not a chance.
Construction complete. Reinforcements have arrived.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Construction complete. Building.
Because, I mean, there's been these endless arguments. There's actually this
On hold.
blogger named Brown Bear.
Cancel.
Blogger, content creator. I mean,
Building.
most of what I'm about to talk about is the blog.
Construction complete.
Yes,
But
sir.
Brown Bear has written some really nice
Reinforcements
articles
arrived.
about RTS design and about RTS gameplay
Construction
and
complete.
all manner of good stuff. One of the things he's
Building.
writing about recently is that
Reinforcements have arrived.
there could be this
Unit
sentiment
lost.
that people have
Construction
that,
complete.
oh, if only this RTS was simpler and easier to play, then I would be able to tap into the fun of the game.
Unit lost.
And believe me, I've played Brood War.
Construction complete.
That's just fucking true to a certain extent. Brood War is like so difficult to make anything happen. I think it should be.
Unit lost.
I think it should be adjusted a little bit.
Yes, sir.
But that said, if you look at like what are the actual most popular RTS games, like StarCraft 2 is it?
Vehicle reporting.
Really
Yes, sir.
intense, it's really fast, it's really hard to control.
Yes, sir. Knowledge. Yes, sir.
There's this assumption that if only I could get to
Building.
play the game, I'd be able to have fun. And then, like, I mean, literally, if any of you played Total Biscuit's Axiom mod,
Building.
where a lot of stuff was like StarCraft, but simplified. It had a panel, kind of like the Command and Conquer games where you constructed from.
Construction complete.
There's not a lot of complex management to do.
Acknowledge.
And the way that it felt was,
Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
it felt kind of bland.
Construction complete. Building.
Reporting. Yes.
Reinforcements have
You'd
arrived.
. Yeah, show me my flame tank. Yeah, with like Age of Empires 2. Because again, none of this matters unless it's fun. Age of Empires 2 does this really basic fun thing. Hey, don't do that. This really basic fun thing really well, which is that you have this incredible escalation of building up your empire. And it feels awesome to have a tiny little base with like 3 villagers that then gets to like 25 villagers and you're teching up, and then you suddenly have like 3 town centers and you're taking up like a 5th of the map and you're in Castle Age and then it's growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Day 9 himself. Eviction notice. Shall we do Tiberium Strain, huh?